I can remember even from my earliest memories just how obsessed I was with motocross. I remember like all over my bedroom walls there would be posters. I would look at the latest motocross magazine and look at the 6 graphics kit that you can get or the gear set that would make you look like them. I can remember analyzing every page of those magazines. I remember I wanted to look like them, I wanted to ride like them, I wanted to go fast. But before we can get there, we're gonna have to rewind just a little bit because motocross, like anything, people start somewhere. So here's the thing. We are 3 hours in to a roughly 15-hour drive. We're trying to drive from Calgary out to Vancouver Island, and we got 3 hours in. We got to about the Lake Louise area, and they must have had some kind of storm overnight because the roads went to absolute crap. So now we're trying to decide if it's worth driving another 12 hours in crappy conditions. And so we've stopped in this like little rest stop on the side of the highway, and we're trying to decide if we should continue on or if we should just turn around and head home. We do have the option of getting on a plane. We can try and book some flights on the way home and try and make this trip happen, but what are we gonna do? You know, every so often I get to go to a place where I remember that I started somewhere just like everybody else. I see the beginners buzzing around, and it reminds me that whether you're old or you're young, it really doesn't matter. And that's one of the truly awesome parts of motocross. There truly is something for everyone. It doesn't matter if it's your first day ever throwing a leg over the bike, or if you're the local seasoned pro. It's a community, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So we just, we Googled the WestShore Motocross, and they close at 3 p.m. It's currently about 1:30, which means we've got about a 30-minute drive, so we should have about an hour when we get there. So we're just packing up all of our stuff so we can try and get there in time to get some wicked shots for you. I'm gonna try and get some equipment ready so we can do this. So let's pack it up and let's get out of here. $100. That was for half a tank of gas. $100. It's not cheap living on an island, apparently. So one of my favorite parts about coming to places like this, like an island, I mean, as cool as the track is and as beautiful as the area is, we also love trying to find kind of neat little places to get some coffee and maybe like some sort of baked good. And here on the island, on Vancouver Island, there's a place called The Roost, and well, at least I first came here about 8 years ago, and it was just this little hole-in-the-wall coffee shop, really not much to it. They would just sell coffee and some baked goods, and it's since then blown up into quite a substantial business, which is really cool. But they still sell their baked goods and their coffee, and it's epic. Like, look at this. This is a berry scone.
And it's huge. It's seriously bigger than your fist.
Having that with like a splash of coffee, so delicious. So we just finished having a workout, went and got ourselves a coffee and a berry scone, and we're gonna check out some more stuff on the island.
That's how you do.
That's how you do. Let's do it. You know, I think everyone can probably relate to that one place that you've been before. The one that speaks to you somehow, it becomes your favorite place. The ocean, the views, the smell, man, everything about it. That's Vancouver Island for me. So, I mean, it seems natural that I'd want to find a motocross track there somewhere. It's just something that's in my blood. It's something I've been drawn to for most of my life, both as a beginner and just as some old washed up dude trying to stay on a dirt bike. I can say without a doubt that Vancouver Island can hold its own to any other place I've ever been. Now I know what you're thinking. Is this intentional? And yes, it is in fact.
It's always intentional.
A handlebar mustache.
Oh, that.
It's coming in. It's coming in. We like to do the Movember, which is dudes grow mustache, in case you haven't heard of it. Dudes grow mustache to support prostate cancer.
And mental health, I think, too.
I thought it was just prostate cancer, but
Anyways,
in any case, we grow a mustache for the month of November for some men's health causes. So that's what this is all about. Now I know you're probably giggling now, but just wait, it'll come in. It'll come in. It's coming. It looks a little porn stash-ish, childish right now, but it'll fill in. We're gonna get there. If you go online, there's a place called WestShore Motocross here on the island, and they've got this motocross area which is really awesome. So we went there to check that out today, and it's a pretty neat place.
And I might add, we caught some drifting.
Yeah, they have drifting there, which is pretty cool. They have like a street track where you can drift cars, and they race them, I guess. I mean, I don't know much about drifting.
It was so loud and very rubber stinky, but it was awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So check it out. I'll put the link in the description below for the track, but WestShore Motocross, super cool. Mm-hmm. Awesome place to ride if you come out to the island. So we tried to get you some banger shots today at the track. They closed at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
We got there at 2 p.m.
So
not a lot of time. There wasn't a whole lot of action going on there. Mm-hmm. What's really cool is that the WestShore Motocross place, they actually teach people how to ride. So there were some classes and some beginner stuff going on there, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Which is super fun to watch. You know, even super beginners, it's so much fun to watch them learn how to ride a bike and going around the track doing the corning and stuff. I love watching that just as much as I like watching the fast guys. So that's still cool. Yeah. Anyway, we tried to get you some wicked stuff. Not a lot of time, like I say, things kind of slowed down by the time we got there. But you're just gonna have to take what you get, and here's that footage now. You know what, I've been pretty lucky. Like, I've been fortunate enough to ride at a number of locations over the years, some of which, you know what, I only dreamed about as a kid. I've met a lot of cool people, and I've seen some ridiculous talent that people seem to carry when they're on a dirt bike that I never had. But there was always a common theme. Every place I went to, no matter where I ended up, there was always a theme of people starting somewhere. There was always beginners where it looked like there was their first day on the bike. And yeah, okay, there was always the fast guys who were clearly very good at what they do. But I was always drawn to the beginners. I was always drawn to the new guys and watching their enthusiasm, watching them hit a corner maybe faster than they ever did before. And I loved it. I loved watching them just as much as I loved watching some of the fast guys. You would find people struggling one day, and then the next day you'd see them making leaps and bounds, and you could tell in their body language, you could tell in their riding, just how great that it felt. I guess what I'm trying to say is that no matter what track I end up at, whether it's on an island or it's in the middle of an urban area, you'll find people starting somewhere. So as we make our way home here from Victoria, BC, it never ceases to amaze me how much colder it gets where we call home versus where we travel to come to these tracks. Right now at home it's minus 20 with snow. The coldest it will get here is like 0 or plus 5 degrees. Ridiculous. Which further just makes you want to travel to places to go see the motocross tracks and to get away from the cold.
Take me to the streets so I can celebrate. Never knew a feeling better than today. Means to a beginning of a brighter day. Letting in a feeling, mending what we break. Find us only sin.
I remember my dad told me something once. It was that whenever you're attempting something, there's going to be days where you feel like you're not growing. You feel like you're not improving. It will always seem like a struggle is happening on some level. But here's the thing. Most of those days, those are the important days. Those are the ones that you're growing, both in mental endurance, but more importantly in your character. Progress and improvement, that's going to come and go. There's going to be highs and lows, ebbs and flows. But the character that you build along the way will carry you for a lifetime. He told me that, and I've never forgotten it. Starting something always brings fear along with excitement. But it's something we have to push through because even the very best at any given thing, they've started somewhere.